Mark Podcast.
Shrimp on the barbie. Shrimp on the barbie. Do you respect that? That's corruption. I could make a fake snake. You do not pee in the pool. You do not pee on the barbie. All of myself is clean.
Broadcasting from the Safeway app. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome to the Hard Mark Podcast, a show where I, Eric Donaldson, wrestling fan of over 30 years, introduce one match per episode to my co-host who has never watched wrestling. We talk about the backstory, we watch the match, and then we rank that match on our ever-growing list. The purpose of the show is to see what happens when someone who's never watched wrestling is introduced to its most notable matches. And without any further ado, my authentically dirty, poop-covered hands co-host.
Okay. No, go ahead. Finish.
They're just disgusting and covered, rife with feces and pee and vomit, probably. Flying Ryan Murphy.
Thank you. I had something to say. Now I'm not sure. Now.
What were you going to say?
Well, it's a little off topic, but the first part you brought, the Safeway app.
Yeah.
I texted you. You had texted me when I was in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
I showed my dad that picture.
Oh, okay, the avocados picture.
He's furious.
Yeah. He's furious. He hasn't shut up about it since then.
He went off on this whole goddamn rant.
It was a great deal, though.
Apparently he's asked for like a manager over this. I'm bringing this up.
Yeah.
You know, my dad's a guy. He wants a deal.
Yeah.
You know,
old Jeff loves a deal, doesn't he?
The guy is an engineer for Dell, right? So very tech, but he will not download an app to go grocery shopping.
Right,
that's just not his style. Like he wants the price that's listed in the yellow.
You're talking about Murph, right?
Yeah, that's me. That's my father's senior Murph. Like, you know,
Murph is my father.
Yeah. No, yeah, he was not.
Okay.
We had a whole conversation about this when I said,
talking to managers.
It sparked up. He's not happy, you know.
Sure, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean,
he thought maybe he even did get the app, and he's like, hey, like, but it didn't scan. And he's furious.
I occasionally do have issues with
Yeah.
the scanning of the deals. Yes.
I've done it too, where I went there. I was like, this was $2 instead of $6, and like you got you know, the apps, and then they ring it up for the $2. You know.
I mean, hell, the Donaldson household would notice those $4 a lot more than the Safeway Corporation would. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
The Kroger,
good middle class Americans.
Absolutely. Let's do it for the middle class, everybody, for once in our lives. I know on Rumpus Time we talked about how no video, which probably not going to happen, but you never know. I will say right now, this very moment, right this second, I kind of wish we had video.
Why?
Because I would like to get a video of your reaction to this very moment.
Oh,
I know that you're it's past your bedtime. It's a Saturday night. And it's late. It's a late night Saturday night. I thought you might need something to perk up your energy.
What do you have anything?
So I have some Ritz with peanut butter and jelly as advertised.
You think I'm low on blood sugar or something?
I mean, you look like you're fading a bit. Would you care to try one?
I just popped a Zen.
Did you? Well, that I mean, I can't think of a flavor profile that would make even more sense. What? Don't be a pussy. Just fucking eat one, brother.
These look better on, like, they look better here than they did in the picture.
Okay.
Like, it's a nice presentation.
I didn't
take a picture of it?
I didn't think that it was, but
it's a lot of peanut butter.
There's some that have less.
It is a shitload of peanut butter.
It seems like you need protein. You're wasting away.
Can you? Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while since you had your corn dogs today, so I figured have one. Try one.
I'm just gonna take out this Zen. You have a little thing.
Oh, you have a Zen right now.
Yes, I have a Zen in. That's why.
I see.
What do you think I meant?
I thought you had one when you were talking earlier.
And now I can't.
Fuck. Depending on the amount of that I remain left in, Ryan just knocked over a beer, and we just spent the last couple of minutes cleaning up. But Ryan's taking a bite of the Ritz. the jelly, peanut butter, and Ritz. God, your knee's going like crazy. This is what Zen does to you? He can't respond. His mouth filled with copious amounts of peanut butter.
Is that chunky?
It's chunky.
Yeah.
Are you a chunky man?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's good. Are you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich guy?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've had one, but yeah, I enjoy a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I'm not a big peanut butter and jelly sandwich guy.
Due to your hatred of creaminess?
It's not bad. I wouldn't eat it.
Well, you just did, so.
I mean, yeah, but the presentation's better than the taste.
It's really not. It's just a dab of. It's actually not even jelly. It's Danish preserves.
The way the light reflects off the jelly,
Oh, good. Oh, really good. Well, if you get peckish.
Yeah. No, thanks.
Plenty more.
I was wondering where you were when we were upstairs. Stepped away. And you didn't just make two.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a funnier bit if I had an entire platter of these things.
And it was funny with everything that.
Until you ruined it.
I was gonna pull this beer over by the napkin.
Oh, good idea. All right, Oiga Vault. Here we are, Ryan. Was there something over there or no?
I didn't know if I set something down.
No, I don't think you did.
No.
Okay. Here we are, Ryan. Mm-hmm. A match where we are finally going to tell the story of the WCW invasion in full. We're going to talk about the storyline stuff now, and I'm going to address my personal feelings and behind-the-scenes stuff after we watch the match. So just FYI. So think of this as like part one of my notes. So we'll just jump into it. April of 2001. As we've seen, Shane McMahon made the shocking announcement that he had purchased WCW out from underneath the nose of his own father. This led to even more animosity between the already feuding family, but within a matter of a few months, whereas Shane had started as the good guy against his father, WCW as a whole became the bad guys. The WCW wrestlers would periodically start showing up to cause chaos. They would take out WWF wrestlers from behind, and they would just generally stir shit however they could, which included Diamond Dallas Page stalking the Undertaker's wife with a video camera.
Diamond Dallas Page.
We've seen him once or twice. He wrestled Macho Man in a match that we watched a little while ago. But at various points, it was unclear if DDP was stalking the Undertaker's wife, Sarah, because he was infatuated with her, or if he was simply doing it to get to the attention of the Undertaker. But either way, the feud would continue over several months, eventually bringing in the Undertaker's burned-up baby brother Kane as backup, as well as DDP's lackey Canyon. It's also worth mentioning that the Undertaker has undergone a pretty notable character shift since the last time that we saw him. He's no longer an undead, satanic, Wild West zombie mortician. We are now firmly in the Biker Taker era, aka the American Badass era. From all accounts, this seemed to be far closer to his real-life interests and personality. Any questions about that? Because I know that's a lot to take in. We've seen the Undertaker. He's always kind of like this sort of spooky occult figure, but now he's like a biker dude.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No questions. Just full love.
As am I.
In your Subaru.
Yeah.
But
no, it's okay.
But to move on from the DDP Undertaker rivalry, fairly early on in the invasion, ECW, which has closed shop within weeks of WCW being purchased, then joined the WWF versus WCW feud, briefly teasing that they would be their own faction, but ultimately aligning with WCW, and revealing that they were owned by none other than Stephanie McMahon, thus creating the WCW ECW Alliance, led by Shane and Stephanie McMahon, out to destroy the WWF once and for all. This was firmly in the era of the company where the McMahons were involved in every major storyline, for better or for worse. So you have Stephanie as the owner of ECW, Shane as the owner of WCW, and then, of course, Vince owns WWF. This would lead to the first major defection of the war when, as we saw, Stone Cold Steve Austin left the WWF and he joined WCW ECW, taking the WWF Championship with him. with The Undertaker busy defending his wife from Diamond Dallas Page and The Rock being suspended after Austin and McMahon screwed him at WrestleMania 17. This left Kurt Angle as the best hope to take down Austin and the Alliance. Angle, who had been a heel for the duration of his time with the company, started getting massive cheers as he sprayed the Alliance down with milk and would fight the good fight on behalf of the WWF. However, as the feud lingered on and Angle was unable to definitively beat Austin and keep him away from the WWF Championship, Angle eventually made the decision to also defect from the WWF and join the Alliance, claiming that, as an Olympic hero, he represented what's great about America. He's a winner, and he made the decision to fight on the winning side. It was yet another major blow to the WWF. Now, while all this was going on, The Rock would make his return from suspension, but the lingering question would be, whose side would he join? Shane McMahon would make repeated overtures towards The Rock, citing Vince screwing him at WrestleMania as proof that he was no longer welcome in the WWF. Vince, for his part, claimed that he was wrong to back Austin, and while he couldn't promise The Rock that he wouldn't screw him again in the future, at least he was honest about his backstabbing.
I get that.
Yeah. After taking a moment to ponder his offers, The Rock would deliver rock bottoms to both Vince and Shane before declaring that he was returning to the WWF. The Rock's first piece of business was a tactical one. When WCW first began appearing on WWF television, all of their championships began to be defended too. And with Stone Cold Steve Austin as the WWF champion, it would make sense that the WWF would target the WCW championship, held by noted serial thief and short bus enthusiast Booker T.
Short buff.
And so, The Rock would challenge and defeat Booker T for that title, bringing the WCW's prized possession over to the WWF camp. But not everyone was excited about the prospect of The Rock as WCW champion. While the relationship between The Rock and Chris Jericho seemed to be a largely positive one in the Rumpus Time clip that we saw, day by day, Jericho found himself angry and getting increasingly bitter about being passed over for opportunities. He was one of the few men that had actually wrestled for ECW, WCW, and the WWF, and he felt that his knowledge of the inner workings of each company was going to waste. This would lead to a rivalry between Jericho and The Rock, with Jericho assaulting The Rock after his matches, despite both men being a part of the WWF. So with all these moving pieces, the stage was set for Survivor Series 2001, which would be a winner-take-all match pitting 5 members of the WWF against 5 members of the Alliance. Team WWF was comprised of team captain The Rock, his rival Chris Jericho, The Undertaker, his brother Kane, and then the 7-foot, 500-pound Big Show, who we've seen a couple of times, notably in that really great stairs match.
It's a lineup.
It's quite a murderer's row. I guess the Big Show was probably doing something around this time. I don't really know. Their opponents would be Team Alliance, consisting of team captain Stone Cold Steve Austin, fellow defector from the WWF, Kurt Angle, WCW OG Booker T, the biggest star of ECW and part of Ryan's #1 match of all time, Rob Van Dam, and WCW owner Shane McMahon.
Jeez.
I'll pause.
No, it's a lot.
It's a lot to take in.
That's a lot. Like,
I think you know pretty much all these guys. I think the only one that maybe we've not ever seen wrestle is Kane.
I feel like we've at least have we talked about Kane a lot?
We've talked about Kane. So we saw, like, it's been a long while, but Kane's debut was, you were mad about it. I know it's a shock to imagine that you'd ever be mad about a wrestling.
I'm sure there's a good reason. Like,
there was. But no, he showed up as a surprise and he fucked over the Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
In a Hell in a Cell match. Wow. So we've seen him, but he wasn't like an active participant, if that makes sense. So this match, again, 5v5, is going to be an elimination match. So the winning team would need to beat every member of the opposing team either by pinfall, submission, countout, or disqualification to win. So like that means that in order for Team WWF to win, for example, they need to beat Kurt Angle, they need to beat Stone Cold, they need to beat Rob Van Dam. Everyone needs to get beaten.
There's no one-pin wins.
No, it's not a one-pin win situation, exactly. So the losing team's company would be forced out of business, leaving the winners to then continue on as they see fit. And I'll just address this right now because it may seem obvious 20 years later. Obviously, we still have WWE WrestleMania today, not Alliance WrestleMania. But there's plenty of storyline ways to get out of that stipulation. Also, remember that they were the WWF back then. They were not the WWE. So was that a storyline way of making that transition? All of that is to say, it's reasonable to consider the fact that the WWF still exists in some form or fashion, but that's not proof of the outcome of this match. So I would just focus on your usual criteria when making your pick. One last thing. Vince McMahon has claimed that there will be a defector from the Alliance that will be jumping over to the WWF at this event, specifically stating that it was going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Is it true? Is it a way of getting inside their heads? The already paranoid Steve Austin has been shaken by this accusation, and that combined with going face-to-face with his greatest rival in The Rock, we're going to find out if Austin can hold it all together for the Alliance in Greensboro, North Carolina. Woo! Greensboro. Last little bit. Wrestle with the data. Your record, 58, 41, and 3. This is our 103rd match we have watched thus far, and you are in a one-match draw streak. Let's see if we can get another draw on the board here today.
Is that going to happen? You just say right now.
Hard to say, right? My hands are tied on this one. Yeah. Any questions?
No, it's like,
that was a lot of information.
I know.
You sure you have no questions?
I don't have
The Rock.
It was a fire hose of information.
I just bukkakied you with information.
That's another way to say it.
You've just been sitting here, just absorbing. It's great for your skin. But yeah, The Rock, Undertaker, Kane, Jericho, Big Show, Team WWF versus Austin, Angle, Booker T, Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
Who was the fifth?
Was it McMahon?
Shane. That's right. Shane McMahon. Yeah. Yes, thank you. But that's the match.
Good.
No questions. All right.
No.
We're going to watch this thing. We'll be back with our thoughts. Thank you very much.
Can you imagine this, JR? And The Rock and Austin. The Rock and Austin not wasting any time. The Rock and Austin fighting for their professional lives. Keep in mind, this could boil down to 5-on-1. The stakes have never been higher in the history of this business. You can research it as far back as you want to go, to the Abe Lincoln days. And there's a cover and a hook of the leg. But since people have been grappling, since people have been entertaining, the stakes have never been higher. That's 3 finishing moves for the Big Show. And now Shane McMahon wants the glory. He got the tag. The elbow off the top. And Shane McMahon the cover. Damn. Everybody else gets the glory. Shane McMahon gets the glory. And now he's going to get jiggy with it. And now we're down to 2-on-2. Yeah, but it's The Rock and Jericho who can't get along against Austin and Angle, who will get along. Who will get along in the name of the Alliance. And The Rock. Going for the sharpshooter. Oh, man! There's the sharpshooter. Oh, but he's against Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle will what the hell? Kurt Angle is tapped out. What the hell is this? Kurt Angle tapped out. Oh, the Olympic gold medalist tapped. My future's on the line. And now Austin, the last man that can do it for the Alliance. But Austin trying to counter. Austin's got a counter. And Austin beat Jericho. Jericho has double-crossed The Rock. This is the end of the WWF. Here comes Kurt. Thank God. And son of a... Kurt Angle he just nailed Austin. The Rock got him. The Rock got him. The count. The count. It's over. It's over.
The winner of the ball, The Rock, and thus the surviving organization, The
right, we are burning the midnight oil, and we are back. That Zin really gets to you.
What?
Your legs shaking.
I don't have a Zin.
But you had one. I expect that the Zin, it's like residual Zin stuff?
No.
What does Zin do for you?
It's just nicotine.
I mean, you're tapping your feet.
Do I not always tap my
feet?
I think I do.
Rumpus time, you seemed really relaxed.
Did I?
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh.
I feel like the Zin is the cause, because it couldn't have been
maybe it was your peanut butter Ritz.
It could not. I was going to preemptively get ahead of that. It was definitely not the Danish preserves and whatnot. We're recording. We just watched Team WWF, hard to say at this hour, versus Team Alliance. Ryan, what did you think of the match?
I loved it. Really
did you? Did you actually love it?
I did really like it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. I thought it was really good.
Would you rather me go through the notes or go through my postscript to my notes?
Do whatever you want to do.
Pick. My brain isn't working.
What do you mean? You don't want to
match notes or my thoughts on the story as a whole?
Go through your story, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, we talked about the storyline stuff right here. Before we get into the match itself, we'll take a quick look at the behind-the-scenes elements of the story, which I will probably be frustrated about at certain points as we go along. Vince, a.k.a. the WWF, actually bought WCW for peanuts. The name and logo and assets for $2.5 million, the tape library for $1.7 million. I think when the announcement was made that WCW was being sold to Vince McMahon, anyone that had been a fan of wrestling was so excited about finally getting WWF versus WCW on television. In pretty short order, we would realize that what we were getting was nothing like what we had imagined it would be. Speaking for myself, there was always the thought of what dream matches you'd want to see between the two companies. Sting versus The Undertaker, for example, or Goldberg versus Austin, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What fans didn't realize at the time of the real sale, the actual sale, is that when WCW got bought, some of their talent had WCW contracts and others, the higher paid top stars, were actually on Time Warner contracts instead. So that meant that the version of WCW that we got sucked. There was no Sting. There was no Goldberg, no Hulk Hogan, no Ric Flair, no Kevin Nash, no Scott Hall, no Scott Steiner. And while all those guys would eventually show up in the WWF, the only actual main event guys that actually participated in the WCW invasion were Booker T and Diamond Dallas Page. And in the case of Page, you may remember, hey, we talked about Diamond Dallas Page. On the show we just watched, he was in some shitty battle royal. They killed him so bad with the Undertaker feud that he wasn't even important enough to put in the 5 versus 5 match. I've listened to podcasts where it's been explained why those top guys, your Stings, your Goldbergs, etc., why they weren't involved. The quickest way to summarize it, those guys were effectively getting paid to sit at home since their Time Warner contracts weren't acquired in the deal. If they would have accepted a buyout of their Time Warner contracts, they could have showed up as part of the invasion, but due to a combination of some guys not wanting to go back to work and the WWF not being willing to pay the amount of money to buy their contracts out, it didn't happen. So while I get it, it doesn't really suck any less. I understand the argument that you have to strike while the iron is hot, but the WCW that invaded, quote unquote, it was such a watered down, shitty thing that it's almost like, what's the point? Why not just wait until you can get an actual decent version of this thing? Which related to that, the guys that I mentioned earlier, Diamond Dallas Page and Booker T, supposedly they were on Time Warner contracts, and both of them, again, reportedly, accepted less than half of their owed amounts so that they could be a part of this invasion story. So, like, they literally lost out on money they could have been just making to participate in this thing. In the case of Diamond Dallas Page, the whole reason that he did it was that he could be a part of what he and a lot of other people thought was going to be the biggest wrestling storyline of all time. So he does that, and then what does the WWF do with him? They take this guy, Diamond Dallas Page, who famously, like Everyone knew that he was married to this incredibly attractive woman. His wife, Kimberly, was all over WCW TV. She posed for Playboy. They take that guy, and then they start having him stalk The Undertaker's horse-faced wife.
Jeez.
It didn't make any sense. And then, at one point, DDP actually got pinned in a match by The Undertaker's wife, who was not a wrestler. She was just some horse-faced lady that happened to pin Diamond Dallas Page in a match. Now, granted, The Undertaker did a bunch of shit to facilitate that, but still, you're burying this guy that could have drawn your company money, and you're probably paying him a good chunk of change to do it too. So then you have the guys that are on the sidelines that didn't take the buyout, like Sting, watching all of this play out. And he's like, why would I ever join the WWF if they're just going to go out of their way to make me look like an idiot? And there's no answer for that. There's no way to justify that in their mind. Like, I'm getting paid all this money. Why would I ever take less money to get made to look like a fucking idiot? And so all that is to say, what a waste. WCW versus WWF should have been a story that lasted years, and we got like 5 months of a story out of it. Also, if you take a look at the match that we just saw, Team Alliance, again, WCW and ECW, it's comprised of Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's one of the biggest and most well-known WWF stars of all time, Kurt Angle, who'd never wrestled in WCW and had only been wrestling for about 1.5 years prior to it going out of business, Booker T, which is a correct choice, Rob Van Dam, which if you're going to lump ECW in with WCW is also a correct choice, Shane McMahon, which while I like Shane, and we talked about my liking of Shane, he's such an annoying pick as a representative of WCW. It's like, compare how the real WCW handled the beginning of the NWO storyline, and those three guys, Hall, Nash, and Hogan, they felt like actual real threats to the company. Vince was never able to put his ego aside and let WCW look credible for any length of time. It wasn't until some of his guys, the WWF guys, defected over that they were actually able to do anything of note. Which apparently, quick note, the original plan for WCW was that it was going to be its own brand. So instead of being the bad guys in the story, originally the Monday night show was going to be WCW, and so then Raw was going to change to Nitro, and the WWF show would be SmackDown, which in preparation for this, the WWF had a WCW match on Raw, but then they changed the whole presentation for it, the graphics, the referee, the announcers, to make it WCW instead of WWF. And then in yet another amazing business decision in preparation for this, instead of waiting 1 extra week to have this match in Atlanta, which was WCW's home base and probably would have given the match a decent reaction, instead they held this match in Tacoma.
Yeah.
Which the good people of Tacoma, they shit all over it. There were loud chants of boring. People did not care about the match at all, which is not surprising considering the WWF had spent the past several years talking about how much WCW sucked on their TV. So that effectively scrapped all those plans, alongside the fact that TNN, the channel carrying Monday Night Raw, had no interest in the rebrand, since WCW Nitro in its later years had been completely toxic from a ratings standpoint. And I know I've gone on for a while. It's getting late. One last thing. The ECW element. It was pretty clear that this version of WCW was going to suck a fat one very early on. But the episode where ECW invaded, which we didn't see any of, but it got me so hyped. I was so excited for Rob Van Dam to mix it up with the top WWF guys and top WCW guys. But by the end of the episode, so it was one episode, and by the end of it, ECW and WCW formed their now legendarily shitty alliance. It was so deflating for me as a fan to see that. And then Stephanie McMahon, of all fucking people, showing up with her shitty beret as the quote-unquote owner was just such an extra kick in the fucking balls. Like, would it have been possible to include ECW on its own in the invasion? I don't know. Maybe. In my mind, I think you have a situation where the WWF guys, they have their own egos and agenda, as we saw with Jericho and The Rock. ECW's strength would have been around their loyalty to each other and their willingness to sacrifice for the company, as they'd been doing for years in real life. So again, I think it was probably a missed opportunity. I see why all the things happened the way that they did, as they desperately needed to make WCW an actual threat. But the whole storyline overall makes me very sad. So that's all.
That was well said.
So eloquent. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Alliance storyline overall. Just like a total miss, a total whiff for me. But that's my thoughts. Anyway, let's get into the match itself. So we watched the Vince speech. Any thoughts on his big rah-rah thing?
Oh, I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I like a good pump-up.
We probably could have cut it out, but it's fine. Video package for the match itself. What I found... Oh, okay. The original song, I put it in my notes. What a great note taker I am.
Yeah.
Any guesses what the song was in that
The
video?
one that was cut out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll say it and you will know.
Yeah.
Puddle of Mud Control.
No, not blurry.
Not blurry. No, not blurry. I think blurry would eventually get used at some point in time. But yeah. Then we've got our entrances. We've got Shane, Booker, RVD, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then Team WWF with the Big Show, Kane, Undertaker, with coming out to Rollin'.
Oh, great.
And his motorcycle. You were very impressed by his entrance.
I love the whole entrance. The whole entrance was fantastic. Like, I haven't seen a good entrance in a while.
I mean, I told you this while we were watching it. I'm still so befuddled by the fact that you're so like at ease with like, oh yeah, he was a zombie mortician Wild West guy and now he's a biker, and it's like it's just completely you're nonplussed by it at all.
Why would I be?
Okay, I don't have the energy in me to continue on with that.
It's late, actually, and tired.
Y2J, and then finally the team captain, the WCW champion, The Rock. Things get started with Austin and The Rock firing away at one another, which it's surprising that it's interesting that they started the match Austin Rock, and then the end of the match would end up also being Austin Rock.
Yeah, I mean, I figure like your complaint was that they started, but they ended up finishing with it anyway. So like,
I think if I was putting the match together, I think it would have been more effective to keep them apart until the very end. And then you have this big face-off where the crowd's like, fuck,
yeah.
Now we're going to get Austin and Rock. Like, you keep them apart the whole time. Like, you tease it a couple points. It never happens. But then at the very end, you finally get this thing that you've been clamoring for. I don't know. I'm just a big fan of blue balls, I guess. But,
aren't we all?
Yeah. Who's not? Functional Testicle Devin, probably not a huge fan of it. One of my favorite lines on commentary, we only heard part of it, or I only heard part of it when we were watching live, but I had wrote this down previously. Quote, and this is Jim Ross talking, so put an Oklahoma inflection on it. To the Abe Lincoln days, since people have been grappling, since people have been entertaining. What a ridiculous fucking line.
Oh, they were great.
No, the commentary was great.
Yeah, it was.
That line was preposterous to me, but yes, overall, depending on how you like about commentators kind of like, button heads a bit, if you don't mind them being at odds a smidgen, it was very good. I always thought Jim Ross and Paul Heyman were a great tandem. I think if I had to summarize the match itself, the beginning, it wasn't like great. The beginning was kind of like, you're just kind of getting tags. People are doing stuff. Really, honestly, the first, 5 to 10 minutes was just kind of like people would do a move. Usually it was getting the Alliance being pinned, and then Shane would run in, break it up, and run out of the ring. That was like a lot of what was happening early on, which like I think you found annoying initially, but then you came to change your tune about Shane pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm a big Shane fan. Once again.
I mean, it's like, what were you calling him again? What was the name?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. Okay, Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, not in a flattering way or anything. Like, just don't get me wrong.
I had to remind you several times about him being thrown through glass and whatnot. I mean, putting some respect on.
Hey,
young.
I watched him all the way. Yeah, he's great.
I mean, if I had been there in person and the fans started chanting "Shane's a pussy" at one point in time, I would have also reminded them about his his glass escapades from several months prior. But either way, so we did make a little prediction contest, a minor prediction contest of who Ryan thought was going to be the first elimination in this match, which his pick was Shane. He was close. Shane was the second elimination, but the first elimination was the 7-foot, 500-pound Big Show at the hands of the giant killer, Shane McMahon.
Yeah, not what I saw coming, but
I mean, it was a great moment.
Yep.
You were, I will say, you were impressed by the sheer size and strength and power of the Big Show itself.
Oh yeah, big, big guy. Yeah.
Very quick. I mean, I guess I don't think he had the stamina to be in there for super long, so that's probably why he was the first one out. But yeah, it was a little jarring. Like this enormous man, didn't even get a chance to eliminate
taken out by Shane.
one human being.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of tags. I think. Stop me if I'm telling lies, if I'm speaking out of turn. I feel like the standout performer for each of us, or both of us, was Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, agreed. Just all over the place. Big moves.
Yeah, he was the one bringing most of the excitement, I would say, to this match. We had a cartwheel, what he calls a rolling thunder. He had he had his split-legged moonsault. He had a kick from the top rope. I was just happy that he at least eliminated Kane. I don't remember if he eliminated anyone else on the team, WWF, but I was happy that RVD had an opportunity to shine throughout this match, as opposed to just being kind of cannon fodder for the Undertaker or something like that, for example. But yeah, again, first little bit of the match is just Shane running in illegally, but not so illegal where he's being disqualified, but he's just running in over and over. We again have the aforementioned "Shane's a pussy" chant, and then eventually Big Show comes in. He starts taking everybody out, but then eventually Angle hits a big angle slam to the Big Show. Booker hits a scissor kick. RVD hits a 5-star frog splash. Shane hits a big top rope elbow drop, and then that's the Big Show out. Oh, here's another commentary line. I didn't even hear it when we were listening to it this time. Shane McMahon gets the glory. Now he's going to get jiggy with it.
Very 2001.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. And then, maybe one of your favorite parts of the match, actually, as far as your reaction. So after Shane eliminates the Big Show, The Rock comes in. He stares down Shane. Shane has a oh shit moment, and then he just starts getting peppered with punches in the corner. Rock tags out to Kane. We've got a big choke slam. Undertaker tombstones Shane. Jericho hits a lion salt, and then Shane is eliminated. So now we're down to 4 versus 4. So if you want to talk about maximizing your minutes,
agreed.
Shane did great.
Yeah,
I mean, very active out there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you compare like him versus Big Show, not even really a comparison.
Once again,
the best of the McMahons. Jumping ahead a little bit here, let's see. I believe the next elimination was Kane via RVD flying martial arts kick. But at this point in time, it kind of degenerated into a big brawl between everybody. It was just chaos that allowed RVD the opportunity to eliminate Kane. And then Undertaker kind of runs around corner to corner, clotheslining everybody. We get the Booger Red reference, which was cool. Everyone likes Booger Red. I think that was like a 60s or 50s cowboy movie that Jim Ross really, really wanted to get over as a nickname of Undertaker's. But then Austin, let's see here. So Taker goes for a last ride to Angle, and he hits it. Booker then attempts to use a steel chair. We didn't really get any steel chair,
too bad.
Which is unfortunate, but but he eats a boot for his trouble. Steve Austin hits a stunner to The Undertaker. Austin drags Angle over The Undertaker, and then The Undertaker is eliminated as a result. So now we're down to Rock and Jericho, the rivals. They're not getting along very much, versus Booker, RVD, Angle, and Austin. You're no novice at this point. Did you feel good about that advantage, or did you know enough to be like, oh, that's not good?
Oh, I didn't think it was good at all. Yeah.
But you made the pick of the Alliance mainly because of Austin, or am I?
No, I mean, like, that's my guy, Uh-huh. So
would there be a situation where you ever picked against Austin?
Probably.
What would that situation be?
I don't know.
I've never encountered it yet, but
I'm sure there is.
Okay.
Catch me with a young and coming upper,
I'll try and see what I can do for you. I believe the next elimination was RVD at the hands. Yeah, that was weird. So like RVD's like hitting all these moves, hits a big heel kick, then he does a split-legged moonsault. Again, this wasn't a huge deal in the match, but he hits this split-legged moonsault, which is like a visually pretty impressive move. Jericho, okay, I missed it when we were watching it just now. Apparently Jericho got his knees up, and then he hit his finisher on Jericho. I didn't realize that he got his knees up when we were just watching it now, but in my notes I said that he did. So that makes more sense why he got up immediately. So now we're down to 3 versus 2, and you pretty much picked what was going to happen. You said
that's my gut told me
that it was going to come down to Rock versus Austin. You thought that it was probably going to be Austin by himself versus 2 members of the WWF, which is exactly what would end up happening. But Angle gets eliminated via a roll-up. Or actually, no, the Rock made him submit to the sharpshooter. And so then we get down to Austin solo, the final member of the Alliance, taking on Jericho and The Rock. And then Jericho and Austin, they kind of go back and forth for a little while. Jericho gets countered when he tries to roll up Austin, and he gets pinned. Jericho's pissed, and it's like Rock didn't really do anything to cause it. It wasn't The Rock's fault. I think the story is Jericho was just pissed that it wasn't him being the one to like win for Team WWF, and so he got very mad and he hit The Rock with his finishing maneuver. Did you you thought that was going to be the end of the match, didn't you? When the Rock got bamboozled by Jericho and then Austin went in for the pin. It was a long match.
I'm trying to think of this moment here where,
like, basically Jericho, like, he hits the move, he rolls up, and he's like smirking as he goes up the ramp. The Austin makes the pin, 1-2, kick out, and then he's like incredulous, and then he starts coming back down, and then the Undertaker intervenes. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like at that point, I think that was probably the most confident that you were going to win, and then
I was confident the whole way through,
and it was very misplaced as it turns out.
Yeah.
But then we've got what everyone's come here to see, the marquee matchup, Rock, Austin, both men beat up. We eventually get to some referee chicanery. The original WWF referee, let's see, what the fuck happens to him? Oh, that's right. So Austin is getting pinned by The Rock, and the referee, which is Earl Hebner from the WWF, he gets pulled out of the ring by the Alliance referee, whose name escapes me, but it was the one who would always sell getting punched with his hands up in the air. Nick Patrick, that's who it was. So Nick Patrick pulls out Earl Hebner. Austin uses that distraction to then deliver a rock bottom to The Rock. The Rock kicks out at 2. The fatal flaw of the match, Austin punches out his referee, Nick Patrick, who again flings his arms up in the air as he gets punched, which is always hilarious to me. Austin then brings Earl Hebner back in. Austin attempts to hit a stunner on The Rock, and he gets shoved back into Earl Hebner. So Earl Hebner is back down. We've got no referee. The Rock attempts a rock bottom. Austin counters, hits a Stone Cold Stunner. No referees around. Would Austin have won? Hard to say. We don't know if he would have won.
We
can only speculate. But as Austin goes to the referee to wake him up, Kurt Angle runs back in, which he's been eliminated. What's Kurt Angle doing out here? He grabs the WWF title. He clocks Austin in the face with it. We've got a rock bottom pinfall. The Rock wins for Team WWF. That's the match.
Hell of a match.
Did you actually like it?
I did.
In spite of the pick situation?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
I did. Yeah. I mean, at that point, I didn't even care.
Because you were so tired?
No.
Because it was like 10 o'clock at night and you were like, what am I doing over here right now?
It was a great, I liked the match regardless. I'm just saying, you know.
You're saying you were tired?
No, Eric.
Okay. Unless you have any other thoughts, should we go to the ranking?
Let's go to the ranking.
Let me pull it up here on my Unified Remote, or the Unified Remote app. So was it amazing? Was it great? Was it good? Was it okay?
How many are in great? I don't have it off my phone.
Huh?
How many are in great?
How many matches in total are in great?
Can you just see it right there?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't have it up on my phone. Let me see.
I've got it. I mean, I've got it here. It's 20-ish from
20 in that match or 20 in that space.
Yes. So it starts at 9 with Kenny Omega versus Tetsuya Naito, and then the bottom of Great is Raven versus Goldberg, which is a very fun match. There was some weapon chicanery, a big stop sign. You really enjoyed Goldberg. I don't know if you remember Goldberg all that much, but he was just a fucking machine, just mowing motherfuckers down. He was like us, but not Lutheran. Big Jewish fella.
I don't know. I really this match would be up probably in that area.
Okay.
I would put it there. I thought it was
middle great, upper great, lower great. What are we thinking?
I'd probably go in the middle without seeing this list here. Like
Okay.
I'd probably go in the middle of great. I did really like it. Thought it was star studded. You know,
Yeah, all the stars are here. All the stars.
and it
are
was
here.
a good match. You had a lot of great moves. You know, it wasn't. It started out quick. It didn't draw.
What was your favorite part?
I mean, stop, Eric. Stop. I thought Van Dam put on a show. You know,
You like Van Halen? Name all their albums.
this is fun.
Okay, so let's see. Let's throw out a sample here. I'll try and find one that would like ring familiar to you. Bear with me for a moment. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I think we're in the general ballpark here. So very much in the middle of Great
Yep.
is Mankind versus The Rock, I Quit, which if you remember, which you may not right now, but you probably will. The I Quit match was the one of the more difficult matches that we've watched because The Rock hit Mankind with a steel chair in the head probably in the range of 13 times.
Yeah.
And Mankind had his hands handcuffed behind his back.
Yep.
So that's not in the exact middle of Great, but that's pretty close to the middle of Great for you.
I mean, what? I know what match you're talking about.
That's number 17 out of, again, this range, which goes from 9 to 27. So,
I'm thinking put it behind that match.
okay. So you're saying that this is not as good as Mankind versus The Rock, I Quit, but it is better than Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental title.
Yes.
Okay. He's very, that's commitment there. Which there's nothing I could tell you to make you remember Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect, but I can assure you it's a very, very, very good match.
I'll put it where it belongs.
New number 18. And for me, the other half of our tandem, your better half, some may say. I don't think it was great.
Okay.
I think it was very good. I would put it up towards the top of good for me. So let's see what that tells us. Okay. So yeah. So top of good for me is 37. Not going to be that. Because that's Ric Flair versus Terry Funk, which I think is better. Ooh, okay. So Taz versus Bam Bam Bigelow. No, that's better than this. Rick Rude versus Pez Whatley. Getting close. Terry Funk versus Jerry Lawler, Empty Arena. I would choose that over this, but we're sniffing. And then we've got Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. This is it. That we're bumping that down.
Okay.
So this is the new 41 for me. So this is better than Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, but it is no Terry Funk versus Jerry Lawler Empty Arena match. That much I will tell you. That's one of the bigger discrepancies we've had since we've been doing both of the rankings.
Yeah, I think so.
For the most part, they've been fairly close. But again, like I'm not saying this is a bad match. I think it's a very good match. Yeah. It's just, my standards are, I look more favorably upon the sport of professional wrestling than you do.
Yeah.
What is the longest Eric's wisdom tree that I could come up with here? Because Ryan wants to hang out. He doesn't want to go home. It's an empty house. He's afraid to go back to his cat.
Yeah.
All right. This is one of the ones where if I don't do it now, it won't be topical later. I just realized that daylight savings is not a half and half split.
Like the months that it's active.
You're Microphone's not pointed
The months that it's active.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was like literally, like maybe not exactly 6 months and 6 months, but it's not.
It's March to November?
Yeah, it's March to November, which is like bullshit. Like, it's so different. It's so wild to me that I thought all this time it was like an even 6 months across both.
I don't know. I prefer it to be longer.
I know we talked about that before. I will say, as a parent, as someone
Farming season.
that's bullshit. That's not why they do it.
Okay.
Do you know why they do daylight savings?
Farming season.
It's not. It has nothing to do with farming.
Okay.
It started.
It makes us happier.
Why? Okay, you've mentioned this a few times. Lay it on me. Why is it that you prefer daylight savings to not daylight savings?
What?
Why do you prefer daylight savings to not daylight savings?
Because you get an extra hour at night.
What do you mean?
You get an extra hour of daylight in the evening.
Okay, extra daylight. Okay.
What do you think I said?
You said you didn't. It's not what I thought you said. It's what you did say. You said you get an extra hour.
Yeah.
But every day is 24 hours
You get an extra hour
regardless.
of daylight. That's why it's called daylight savings time.
Oh, so now you're educating me now, even though you don't even know why daylight savings.
I'm surprised you asked that question.
What question?
Why I like it. Why else wouldn't you?
Why do you care?
Because
You go out, you leave the house to go to the grocery store once a day. What does it fucking matter to you when it is dark?
Oh, excuse me, Eric.
Because it's a huge inconvenience for me.
Why?
Because I have to fucking change my whole my daughter's whole schedule around this fucking shit.
Well, you should. I mean, we don't have to change it back.
Because
or
like
move to Arizona.
because like she goes to bed at 7
Yeah.
regardless or whatever. But then like when the shift happens, it's like, oh fuck, now we have to like figure out this shit, like ease her back or ease her forward or whatever. It's like a huge fucking
I'm not
inconvenience.
saying like it's not. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you why. I'm not saying it's not a huge.
But why do you give a fucking shit?
I like
Because I don't give a fucking shit at all until now.
If you go to a Mariner game, you want it to be light.
When was the last Mariner game you went to?
Last year, Eric.
I just think like it's such a like fucking nothing burger for you.
And
it's like such a minor
I understand
thing.
that like I'm an in bed early person now. I get that, right? But I didn't always.
10:52.
I didn't always used to be this way. So like I liked the extra hour in the summer when it's warm and you're doing stuff and you want to go out. Like it's nice to have that extra hour.
But doesn't it piss you off the fact that like, okay, like for me, and I'm sure you're in a similar boat because you work with people on like the East Coast or whatever. But like for me, like I start my workday more often than not at like 7 a.m. And so it's like let me fucking get through
You're wrong about what you're about to say. Go ahead though.
What the fuck? Cocky ass. I fed you fucking Ritz with peanut butter and Danish preserves. But I start my workday at 7 a.m. During normal time, the best time, that's actually 7 a.m. So it's like, okay, you sleep till like whatever, 6:30, etc. You get up and then you start your workday at 7 a.m. Then fucking daylight savings happens. Guess what? You have to spring fucking forward. So it's not actually 7 a.m. It's 6 fucking a.m.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm getting up at what is realistically 5 fucking 30 to start my workday.
For like 1 week, you have to make an adjustment.
My body never gets fully used to it. I'm never fully accustomed to daylight savings. My body always knows, like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's not what I thought you were going to say, so I apologize.
What did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to, like, talk about how, like, oh, it's because you get an extra hour. It's a little darker in the morning. But, like, come September, it's basically light at 5 a.m. anyway.
Why do you know all this?
I track it.
What do you mean you track it? On a spreadsheet?
No, I just know.
I've never paid attention to any of this until I was a parent.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't give a fuck either way. And now it's like, this sucks.
I hear you, and I'm not saying you're wrong about that.
Well,
But I'm just saying,
you
like,
kind of sort of are.
no, I'm just,
Indirectly.
it is what it is right now.
The extra hour. You're at a Mariners game once every 2 years, and then
It's
it's
better.
fucking great.
Okay.
The 7th inning stretch, I get to see Brett Boone in better clarity, slightly. It's like Twilight, and the way his eyes sparkle in that 7 a.m. daylight. It's just great.
Well, you won this one, Eric.
It was a battle of attrition.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I
Yeah.
took it in the long run. Well, let's see. What else can I talk? No, That's not what I'm going to say. So that was the 95th sort of featured thing. We're approaching 90 or 100 rather. Quick preview. Okay, you know what? Next episode, I think you're going to really like it.
Good.
I'll just say that.
I'm looking forward to being.
We're going to Japan.
We're going to Japan.
I think you're going to like this one. I'll stake my reputation.
Okay.
On it.
I believe you.
This is not a residue situation. I will stake my whole reputation on it. But anything else you want to impart the listeners with?
I don't have much.
What are you eating before you go to bed?
I don't even know if I'm going to eat. I'm hungry, but I just want to.
I have risotto. Would you like some risotto?
No.
I could heat some up for you. You could eat it in the car. He's not going to eat my risotto. Well, rate and review. I need the energy up for just like 30 more seconds. Yeah. Rate and review us on your preferred platform, whether it be iTunes, Pocket Cast, Spotify, YouTube. YouTube does that, although I don't know. Yeah, like us on YouTube. We're not a part of YouTube podcasts. We just have a YouTube presence. Maybe I should.
Oh,
I'll look into it. I'll see what that is. Tell a friend.
Okay.
Tell a loved one. But if you're not hard, get hard. Once you get hard, stay hard. That's all, folks. Let the boobies hit the floor. And then they start having him stalk the Undertaker's horse-faced wife.